Hey everybody, hope everybody is doing well. Um, I want to do this video just as a safety tip for people. So under this video, it's probably going to be the under the playlist category of advice and tips and what have you. Um, I very much try to utilize a lot of safety and precaution measures when I'm out in the woods. That's why I'm going to turn around right now to look and keep my head on a swivel to make sure I'm not being slowly stalked by any predator or bear or some whack job. But recently, in the last week or so, I watched a YouTube channel, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the channel. But the guy was talking. He was a hiker. He went on a lot of hiking adventures on the Appalachian Trail. And if you're not familiar with that, the Appalachian Trail starts in Springer, Georgia, and goes to, I think it stops in Maine. It's like 2,131 miles or 2,151. Uh, I think they're trying to add on to the end of it, as time goes by. Uh, don't quote me on that portion of it, but it's well over 2,000 miles. And a lot of people go out there and tackle that adventure. Some people do it in certain segments, sequences, and stuff like that. So this YouTube channel, which I don't remember the name of, but if there's a way I can go back and check my history, I will try and list that in the description. But he was talking about all the crazy encounters he had. I'm getting spooked. I'm spooking myself out. It's just leaves falling. So so if you hear me turning around or the sound gets weird because I'm turning my head, it's because I'm trying to stay alive. But he was talking about some crazy things, and I forget all of them, but like basically, it got me thinking. Wow, how can we better protect ourselves? Like I haven't been. I used to live near the Appalachian Trail in Virginia, in the mountains, in the forest down there. I was living at the time in Bath County, Virginia, and but now that I'm outdoor more in nature and I can see what can happen. I've had a lot of crazies, not even in the forest, but outside the forest, approach me. So um, like a lot of times, like you're going to see me now. I often talk about this. It's not a pew pew, but it's a hunting slash survival knife. So, um, and having a lot of law enforcement friends when I was younger, going to officer survival training seminars and stuff like that with them, and we would often have discussions. So I know a little bit about that. That was back in the day. Things probably have changed a little bit, but some of the basic principles and concepts are still the same. So I'm gonna you you may I'm gonna try and speak louder as I get further away from the camera. I do not have a wireless microphone on me, but uh, as you can see on my left hip, I keep this survival knife. I always keep it unsnapped unless I know I'm going to be like in a rough terrain or bouncing up. I don't want to lose it. So if 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 I'm walking down a trail towards somebody who may be look shady, could be harmful to my health and well-being or something like that. Uh, that other fellow, what he did was, and I don't know if this was good or bad, but it worked for him. He pretty much just skedaddled. If he saw, in time, he skedaddled off of the trail into the woods, and it has worked for him. My thing is, I like to keep distance between me and anybody else. If you invade my little bubble, we're going to have a problem. I don't care where I am in life. You invade my bubble, there's going to be problems. But the problem I want to show you in this scenario, if somebody is walking towards me, I have this weapon unholstered, so to speak. They could reach out and now they're in control of my life or my death, and I don't like that. So same thing if it was a pew pew or anything like that. So I highly suggest, be very very vigilant in your visual skills, and try not to you know even if they're approaching you, even if you have to step away out of the picture to let them pass, always protect your protective source, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you go off into the woods and that person tries to do something to harm you or something like that, you, you're even if you're not terminated, you're going to be harder to find by humans and a rescue party. That's why it's very important to have a some type of planning system in place for your your survival. People check on you, let them know where you are. It's why, like, I'm turning right now, trying to make sure nothing is sneaking up on me. Uh, Give people an idea where you're going to be, when you're going to be there, when you anticipate to be there, and stuff like that. But if you can stay on the main trail where other human beings are going to be coming, your chance of survival, and if you were injured by chance, are going to be much greater than if you're 100 or 200 yards into the woods, because people may not find you, and you could just perish because you don't have any aid or an assistance. So, so that's just one of the tips I want to talk to you about. And man, I just feel safety is so paramount when you're outdoors, because when you think you've covered every scenario, there's always going to be another scenario that you didn't think about. So when I watched that guy's YouTube channel, even though he was young in subscriber count and longevity of his channel, he had some really good information. And a lot of those hiking trails in North America, they do attract a lot of like survival. I would say like some people that are wanted felons, whatever, that have a history of survival. Could be military training or some other type of training, but a lot of those areas do attract unsavory people. So just keep that in mind. And I definitely suggest, there's different survival tools you can have. Could be something like I have today, other like a pew pew or something like that. I don't know if that's legal on the trail. Probably not. It would be my assumption. But my theory is it's better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. You could have pepper spray, bear spray, air horn. Let's say if it wasn't even like a human intrusion or attack, if it was a wild predator, you sometimes loud noises can be a deterrent. So there's many things that can occur in the wild, is what I'm trying to tell you, and just try and be prepared, be smart, and especially if you're more apt to be more alert if you're by yourself, because you're kind of looking around and you're freaked out a little bit. And you want to be prepared, but if you're with other people, you could engage in conversation. Sometimes that's good because the noise of conversation could deter different predators. They would feel outnumbered or something like that. But the louder you are, you could attract more attention from human elements that might not be serving in your best interest for your own survival. So, with that being said, this is it. Advice, tips, and tricks from Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Stay alive, strive to survive.